Hey guys, I am working with Nordstrom again on this video. We are doing a try on haul. You guys know how much I love shopping at Nordstrom. They always have the best brands, the new releases, like everything I want and more, generally a lot more. So we're gonna be trying the new Christian Louboutin makeup. I'm really excited. I was not sure whether or not I was going to purchase this. I was actually leaning no, and then, well, curiosity got the best of me. So we're going to be playing around with what I purchased there, a face palette and eyeshadow palette. I did also purchase a new to me Shiseido foundation. This is the Future Solution LX Total Radiance Foundation. It has an SPF 20. It's a foundation that comes in a jar, which I really like. Those tend to be really creamy and have a lot of like skincare benefits. So I was really excited to try that. We're also going to be trying the YSL All Hours setting powder. We're also going to be trying this duo from Trish McEvoy. This is another product I have been eyeing for a really long time, just kept passing up, and finally picked this up. And I also picked up a Rouge Dior Ultra Care Liquid in the shade Jungle. This was something I wanted to get because of the color in one of my shop with me's, but I thought, oh, it looks like a liquid lipstick, I'm going to pass. So many of you said get it because the formula is really, really nice. So I got it. So that's everything that I hauled, and if I'm missing anything, I'll just fill it in with my extensive collection here. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I have all of my skincare down. We are ready to go in with this Future Solution LX from Shiseido. So I purchased it in the shade Neutral 1. And just to let you know, the SPF in here is a chemical sunscreen. It is octinoxate. And here is Neutral 1. I think this may be a little light for me right now. This is probably going to be perfect for me in the fall winter time, but it looks like there's enough product in the cap here. So I'm just going to go ahead and dot a little bit of this on. I'm just going to start there. I've got my Clé de Peau foundation brush and I'm just going to blend in. I'm just taking the excess up my forehead here. Yeah, I think the shade is maybe a touch too light, but I think, you know, we're going to go in with bronzer and everything. So I think it's fine. The first thing that's catching my eye is the finish. This has a beautiful finish. It's like, it's skin-like plus some natural radiance. Oh, how pretty. And it looks blurring. I feel like my skin looks really blurred right here. Ooh, that's lovely. And I would say this coverage is, well, you know what? I'm going to have a better idea what the coverage is because I have these bigger sunspots here, and and how well those are camouflaged is kind of how I tell like the level of coverage of a foundation. So let me go ahead and apply to the rest of my face, and then I'll be able to give you a better idea of what the coverage is like. All right, so there is the Shiseido Future Solution LX all over my face. I do think the shade is a little bit light, but again, I think that's fine. I am really enjoying this finish. It's such a smooth, like just natural radiance. I don't feel like I look too glowy, but there's a little something there that I really, really like. I have dry, sensitive skin, so anything that gives me just this kind of like natural glow, this luminosity, makes me very happy. So far, so good. And when I do these try on hauls and you start with like a brand new foundation, it's a little nerve-wracking because if the foundation doesn't look good, pretty much guaranteed anything you put on top of it isn't going to look great either. So I'm really happy that this is looking nice. I did not purchase any new concealer. Oh, you know what? I didn't purchase any new concealers during this haul, but I did just recently haul the new Nars Radiant Creamy like color corrector and also the Radiant Creamy concealer. So let me get those. Okay, so here is the Radiant, let me see if I have the name right. The Radiant Creamy color corrector. Yeah, so I have it in the shade Light and it's very, very peachy, and let me move up closer. I don't have that much discoloration under my eyes. I do have a bit of discoloration around my eye area. It's more of like a sallow discoloration, but not like dark circles. So I don't know if this will actually help, and I'm sorry, it's hard to tell. The lighting that I'm sitting under is pretty strong, so I feel like you can't really see like the discoloration I have around my eyes, but let's give it a shot. All right, so it comes with this little teeny tiny brush, and the texture of this corrector seems like on the thinner side. It doesn't seem as creamy as their concealer. Anyway, let me go ahead and just dot some where I have the darkest spots under my eyes. And I'm gonna grab my Trish McEvoy Deluxe Blender Brush, number 55. And this is one of my favorite brushes to use with cream and liquid products. So this side looks, yeah, the skin looks more even. It also looks a little bit brighter. So yeah, this side is with the corrector, this side is without. Can you see like I have a little bit of deepness here and then on the outer corner here? Let me go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. I'm applying just the smallest amount. I don't like to put too much underneath my eyes. It just starts to look aged very, very quickly. Very nice. All right, so that is the Nars Radiant Creamy Color Corrector. I did also get their Radiant Creamy Concealer, and this is a concealer that historically has never worked for me underneath my eyes. For some reason, it just doesn't look that good underneath my eyes. But I've never actually tried it on my face. But I really want to try it on these two, oh God, is it three now? Three, these three sunspots that I have on my cheek. So I have it in the shade Light 2.5 Creme Brulee. And I'm just gonna dot right on top there. We'll just start there, see what happens. So I'm just gonna use the same Deluxe Blender brush, and I'm just kind of patting and spreading it out to help blend it in. Yeah, I think the shade is too light, but it's actually doing a great job covering up those spots. Okay. Yeah, the shade is definitely too light for my face, but because the foundation was a little bit light, it's not so bad today. But I think I would have to get a deeper shade if I wanted to use it on my face. But it did a really nice job concealing. You probably can't even see them from far away. Yeah, that looks great. Well, now I feel like such an idiot. Why didn't I try this on my face sooner? Duh. Moving on, I did get some powder. Yes, I got the YSL All Hours setting powder. So they only have one shade. It's their universal shade. And in the picture online, it looked like it was just this white powder. Oh yeah, it is just this white powder. Oh, and oh no, a little bit cracked right there, but I think we're okay. I think the pan is still intact. I'm gonna use this with my Surratt face brush. I'm gonna pick up just a touch, and I'm gonna set down this area where I put down, you know, the concealer and the corrector and everything, and just see how that looks. Well, it's definitely mattifying. It did a little bit of blurring, but I feel like I can see a little bit of a white cast. So I don't know how universal I would say it is. Does some on my forehead, which is a little bit deeper in skin tone, and we'll be able to tell a little bit better if this has like a white cast. Yeah, can you see it? I wonder if the lighting is messing it up. But right in the center of my forehead, you can see like it looks like kind of white. This powder itself looks nice. Like it's mattifying, but it doesn't look drying, and it does do a nice little like blurring effect, but I don't like this kind of cast that it's giving me. Maybe not the biggest fan of this powder. It does do a nice job mattifying. It does a nice job kind of setting everything down. And I do see a little bit of blurring, but yeah, I don't like that like white cast that it gives. So let's try this Trish McEvoy, what's the full name? Light and Lift Face Color Duo. Now this is a duo that I have been just dying to pick up. And for some reason, I just keep passing it over, or newer products come out, blah, 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 blah. But finally, I have picked this up because both of these products have a beautiful, beautiful sheen to them. Because I purchased the Christian Louboutin face palettes, that only comes with, not only, but it comes with 2 blushes and a highlight, and it didn't have a bronzer. So I thought, this is my opportunity to get this, or it's a good excuse to get this, so I can use this bronzer. I'm gonna use the Surratt sculpting brush for this bronzer. I'm gonna use it as like a bronzer. I'm gonna try and add a little bit underneath my cheekbones here. Ooh, that blends out nicely. And I see a little bit of a red undertone, which I really, really like. Okay, so that's it as like a bronzer situation. I'm gonna grab this face brush again and just pick up a little bit of the bronzer and you actually use it as bronzer. Just kind of lightly dust it on my forehead here, top of my nose, my cheeks. I feel like I really need to bronze myself up because all of my base products are so light. Between that powder and that foundation, I feel a little bit pale. You guys, I love the tone of this bronzer. I love it. It has a definite reddish undertone to it, which I think looks so good because it really looks like I've been out in the sun, like real, true to life, I've been out in the sun. Okay, I'm gonna turn down the exposure here and see if you can see like this beautiful, like subtle golden sheen to this bronzer. It is so pretty. I feel like this bronzer just single-handedly brought life back to my face after the powder. Ooh, I'm so glad I finally picked this up. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. If you like a sheen to your bronzer, if you're like into matte bronzers, no, this is not for you. But if you like a sheen, yes. Let me move on. All right, let's take a look at this Louboutin stuff. So I did purchase one of the face palettes. I got the shade, so there's like two options, I think. I got So Delicate. That is the face palette that I got. And let me show you what it looks like. So these new makeup products from Louboutin, they come with compacts that are refillable. So you have to buy the compact and then you have to buy the actual product. So let me show you the products first. So this is the So Delicate face palette and it comes in this plastic like clamshell packaging inside this box. So here is So Delicate. And then I did get an eyeshadow palette in the shade Bronze Eloise. And that is this guy. Sorry, I'm like trying to carefully open these so I don't like flip the whole thing over. So here is Bronze Eloise. Ooh, so pretty. I have to say, these products look a lot nicer in person than they do in the pictures that I've seen, you know, all over Instagram and online. I don't know why, they just looked kind of cheap to me, but they look a lot nicer in person. I will say that. Okay, so I've got this beautiful big box here and oh wow. So here is the compact. So there's a black and a red compact. I think this should be the red one. And there's a little like pin down here that allows you to push the palette out. So let me show you this compact. So it has a red bottom, just like the shoes. Isn't that cute? And then it's just like covered in studs. So this stud in the front, it's not a button or anything, thank goodness, because this would be so painful. If this had to be a button. This is just stationary and this whole thing is a magnet. So it's just someplace to anchor your like finger and then this whole thing is magnetized. So there is a mirror on the inside and then the bottom there it says from Christian with love. And then on the back here, I don't know if you can see that, there's like a little pin prick opening. That's where the little pin in here, that's where you can stick that pin through to pop out the palette. So let me open up this other one, which should be the red one. Yes, so here is the red one. And again, you know, I admittedly, I thought these looked cheap when I saw pictures of them, but they're nice. They're not especially heavy, but there's like a decent feel to them. They feel like fairly substantial, so that is nice. The impact of the red bottom on the red compact is not as good as on the black, I have to say. But here is the red one, and it's the same deal. Magnetized mirror from Christian with love. I think I'm gonna put the eyeshadow in the black and the face palette in the red. So here's what the refill looks like. It's very thick and it's very substantial all by itself. So it's all magnetized and it just falls right in. So very simple, no pressing, nothing too fussy. So that's really great. And then here's the face palette, same deal. And I'm gonna just lay that in. Okay, now we're ready to finally use it. So I'm gonna go in with these blushes. I think I'm gonna go in with this blush. This is the more pink pinky blush. And I've got my Surratt cheek brush here. And all of these face products look like they're cheek gelée products. How exciting. I just got really excited. Let's start there. Oh, and all of these products were made in Italy, and the compacts, the actual compacts, were made in China. Oh wow, the blush is very, very pigmented. I didn't think I picked up that much. Oh wow. All right, so there is the pink blush. Whew. Yeah, I picked up a little bit too much there. I really didn't think I had picked up that much. You know what? I may as well try the peachier blush on this side, and the peachy blush looks like it has a little bit of a gold sheen to it. So there is the peachy side. Yeah, it looks a little bit warmer than this side. And yeah, there's a little bit more of a sheen to this. Do you see that? Oh, wow. Okay. And not so much on this side. So yeah, the peachier one has a little bit more of a sheen. Wow, that's really pretty. I'm really excited for this highlight now because the highlight looks intense and it is big gelée. So this is going to be very exciting. I'm going to use my Surratt highlight brush. Okay, this is definitely taking a little bit more to kind of break through the top there. But yeah, now I'm picking up product. So I'm just going to add to... Ooh. Oh, that is bright and frosty. That is a really strong highlight. I haven't done a strong highlight in a while, and I'm like mesmerized. Mesmerized by the light. Wow. Wow. I'm glad I picked up these products. They're really outstanding. Really, really outstanding so far. I mean, that is a bright highlight. Wow. That is the face palette in So Delicate. Amazing. Before we move on to the eyeshadow palette, let me just add some eyebrows and I'll be right back. All right, so here is Bronze Eloise 6-pan eyeshadow palette. Now the swatches I'm going to show you, I just go from left to right and then I move to the bottom row and go left to right as well. So the pans with the Python imprint, those look to be baked gelée, and then the plain pans look to just be pressed powder. So there's a mixture in here. And I have not seen that since the Pat McGrath Mothership palettes. You don't really see that combo of eyeshadow formulas in one palette. I don't know if I've seen that outside of Pat McGrath until now. That is really, really cool. Very, very excited. So, of course, I'm gonna go into the baked shadows. I want to try this one right up here. It's like the coppery rose gold one up here. I've got my Trish McEvoy number 29 brush here. She calls it the Tapered blending brush. So I'm going to use this, go into that coppery shade. Oh, how I love a good baked gelée. So pretty. The metallic sheen in this is actually fairly subdued. I thought it was going to be a lot more glitzy on the lid, but this is actually a little bit more subdued, which I'm actually happy to see because for me, it just makes it more versatile. Okay, I'm going to go into the deeper shade over here and go in with the same brush and add this to the outer corner. Oh, wow. Check out that blend. Ooh, I love that combo. Those two shadows alone are perfect. Let me see, where can I squeeze in this gold? I guess I could try the gold kind of like in my inner corner here. I'm gonna use my Trish McEvoy number 19 brush and go into the gold shade. Maybe I should use one of the pressed palette. Let me use the pressed gold. It looks a little bit more yellow, a little bit deeper than the baked gelée version, but I think that's okay. Oh, wow. That's yellow. Wow. I'm using just the teensiest bit of this eyeshadow, and it is so bold and bright. All right, let me go into this matte pressed powder shade here. I'm just going to use this 19 brush again. I'm going to go in with the tips of the bristles and use this as liner. You guys, I am so impressed with these products from Christian Louboutin. I was not expecting much. I really thought it was kind of a cash grab, but these products are incredible. These eyeshadows blended out beautifully. The pigmentation is beautiful. The finish is incredible. These cheek products, excuse me, these cheek products, I mean, the quality is incredible. I mean, you have to like kind of like glam, bolder type of makeup because this highlight is not meant to be natural. These blushes are very, very pigmented and you can definitely buff all of this out, but it is really quite bright. Everything is just really gorgeous. Now I'm really tempted to get the other, well, all the other products, actually, the other eyeshadow palettes and the other face palette. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. All right, now let's try this Rouge Dior Ultra Care Liquid in the shade Jungle. So the color of this lip product really caught my eye. It's that really grungy, cool tone brown color. I really love, really love. So you guys said that this was gonna be comfortable. So let's give this a shot. So it's got kind of a teardrop shaped applicator and it looks like it has a little bit of a moussey texture. Oh yeah, it's like a thin moussey texture. You know what it reminds me of? The Armani Lip Maestros. That's what these remind me of. Maybe even thinner of a texture than those. Okay, all right. I think you guys were right. I think this is not your typical like liquid type of lipstick. I don't even know if it's gonna set down completely because it feels almost like it's oily on my lips. So it's definitely not drying at all. It doesn't feel dry at all. And I'm just gonna do a quick blot test. Oh, wow. Okay, very little came off. Do you see that? But it doesn't feel dry on my lips at all. Like it feels like I'm moving it around. Wow, this is very interesting. I'm having so many revelations in this try on haul. Amazing. Oh, I'm so glad you guys said something about this. I would have just kept admiring this color every time I went onto the Nordstrom site and not purchased it. But thank you guys for mentioning how different this formula is. Very nice. Well, that is it for this try on haul. You guys, okay, let me just start with the YSL All Hours setting powder. This is the one product I feel like I'm not the biggest fan of. Yeah, I just don't really like the white cast to it, but we've already talked about that. This Future Solution LX from Shiseido, I really like the actual foundation, but it's just too light for me. So I may exchange this for a deeper shade or maybe hold on to it for the fall winter time, see if it works better for me then. But yeah, I'm gonna have to decide on that, but I do like the actual foundation. I think it's sitting really well on my skin. All of my other makeup is sitting really beautifully on it. I am in love with this bronzer and I'm kind of kicking myself for not having picked it up sooner, but I'm glad I finally did. It is gorgeous and I can't wait to dig into that highlighter too, but this is beautiful. The Louboutin products, excuse me, I really was not expecting that much. I really wasn't. And I'm completely blown away. I didn't realize that they were baked gelée. I should have taken a closer look at those pictures I saw online. Otherwise I would have been all over it. This was another great try on haul. And a big thank you to Nordstrom for working with me again on this video. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you in my next video.